and welcome to the October 2016 Mid-Missouri Kayak and Weather Report. Weather first in the forest. 67 degrees at about 2:15 in the afternoon on the 24th of October. And it was about 60 degrees when I launched at 11 o'clock. I went upstream 3.9 miles and I'm coming back, and I have 8/10 to go before I get to the finish. I'm actually drifting out from my cover. This is my favorite spot. If you look behind me, there's a rock outcrop, and I was underneath that a second ago. It's my favorite spot along this stretch. A lot of rocks in the water, coming out of the water. This is looking upstream. See, there's a rock right there. But the only color right now is the sycamore trees. You can see those changing, but the maples, oaks, hickories, walnuts, they're not changing yet. So I don't know, another week or so they say. I'll have to come by here in about 2 weeks and do my November kayak, because there's a lot of maples along here. Missouri is not really known for maples, but there are a bunch along here. So if I come back in 2 weeks, I can get some color, get some shots. Because I have been taking pictures of wildlife. There was a couple of woodpeckers, kingfisher, turtles, and some sort of black waterfowl. Mike would know what that is. Black and white beak. And there was one blue heron, which I'm surprised, because by now I would have thought he would have been heading south to visit John. So, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful autumn day. Beautiful. Water's nice and calm. When I paddled upstream, I actually had to get out in portage. It was as farthest I'd ever gone, and I had to stop at that point once before. There's the sun going on here. I had to stop at that point once before, the 3 mile mark. Well, I'm going to turn myself so I have the sun in my face, or else get out of the sun. So I portaged, and I then went another mile, and when I got to that point, there was no way I was going to get past it. And I was already almost 4 miles up, and I still have to paddle back, so I turned around. And then when I got back to my portage, I thought, I can scoot through that little chute. Well, it's actually wrapped through a tree, and it makes a hard bend after the chute, so I should have known better. Current took me and threw me up sideways against a tree that was lying in the water, sideways, and wanted to swamp me. It was actually tipping the kayak, so I had to step out. And I did, and I got some water in the kayak. Fortunately, my stuff was in the dry bag, so that's good. But it was only it was like a foot of water. So I waded over to the shore. It was a gravel bar, and I took the kayak down about 100 feet and went back in and launched again. Came back this far now. If you hear beeping, this is all farmland, so there's been farm equipment that you can hear, and it echoes underneath here, I think. So, what's going on? Still writing poetry. My WordPress site, I've been publishing practically every day. In fact, in the last 2 months, I think I've probably written like 50 or more haiku. That's one of the prompts that I've been answering. And other poetry too. So yeah, that's on my WordPress site. And the lawn. The lawn is green. The lawn is beautiful. I planted it in March, April. It died in July, August with that heat. I raked all the dead grass out and reseeded it again in September. And it's taking really nice. So hopefully I'll have a good root system when spring comes around, and it'll have a chance to grow before that heat gets in, and it won't be new grass. I have to water it. I have to water it a lot. Yeah. Been raking leaves. No leaves changing, but oak and hickory leaves. They're dry leaves that have been on the tree all season, and they're coming down, plus the neighbors, pockets of. So anyway, I've almost filled my compost pile again, so I have to stamp it back down. By the end of the season, I get that thing full. So 2 weeks ago, I went in there and I turned everything over. I had been watering it and keeping it moist, and turning it over so that it's packed in and it's about 1.5 feet deep. And then I've got it like 40 to 50% full already. So, and the leaves aren't really falling yet. Yeah, we get a lot of leaves. Got more than 40 trees on our property. So. Okay, that's it. That's the end of this exciting wet butt, since the bottom of my kayak is wet butt vlog. That's right. This has been the October 2016 Mid Missouri Kayak and Weather Report. Ciao, folks. And vlog on.